You're on tilt.
Hey?
Welcome to the Punters show.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yay! Glenn Pollard, Matt Taylor, Mark Lambourne, how are you?
Hello, Dallas.
Team, we're here, team.
It was I tell you what, that was an exhausting weekend because obviously we kicked off with Friday night.
Yes.
You know, let's have a bit of a meeting at Moonee Valley.
Yeah, it didn't bother me, but anyway.
Right, and then we got out there
for
the gala. No. Then we got out there for the gala at Randwick, you know, keeping an eye on the AFL. And then possibly the best game of rugby league ever on the back of the Turnbull Stakes Day.
It was a great game of rugby league.
Yeah, it was. Actually, it was the one game I watched.
Yeah.
And then
it's one game I watched in the last 10 years.
I had you evens to watch it.
Did you?
It's the one game of football I've watched without having a bet and really enjoyed.
Yeah.
And then, of course,
Thurston versus Hunt was the big play there.
I haven't finished yet, Dal. Then the biggest play of all was Monday at Warwick Farm in the 40 degrees.
How are the flies at Warwick Farm? You know how we mentioned last year flies were off? Flies are back. They're back in a big way.
Flies are back.
Yeah, they're back. Mark, flies? You pro flies? If flies are coming, Christmas beetles, look out.
I'm looking forward to them.
Yeah, lovely. All right, lovely. It was a big weekend. It started on Friday, as Mark said. Man of the match
Wasn't me.
Race Speed Profiles.
Why did you say it like that, Dallas?
Yeah, because it was huge. It wasn't just 8 out of 9 on Saturday, which it wasn't hard to do, but it was
like the cat's cry.
7 out of 8 were high confidence, and then there were just double-figure winners all weekend.
Was there, right?
Yeah, Flemington was huge.
I should get these things like
You
that.
probably should, you do actually. Yeah, you get the same email as that Matt sent you as well too. Man of the match, Race Speed Profiles, and we've got a special offer this week. If you join up with the Race Speed Profiles, you will get free access to the Pro Better Live site on Saturday. So that'll get you Darren Potter's set, John Malter's set, and all the other stuff that goes on in the chat room, Matt, which there's plenty of stuff back to a normal Saturday.
Very valuable, and it helped me for sure, listening to John and Darren do their stuff and the track work. Explain later, but good stuff.
Beautiful, beautiful. We do have a story about John Matthew.
We do.
I thought we were going to have John on the show, but judging by the promo
I saw
yesterday,
something
I
on
thought,
Twitter about 1.4 million.
Only 1.4.
give us the story. What's the
Did you see it?
No,
Filthy Bjord. Filthy Murray
Tell
Baker.
us what happened.
In the last, he's got the quaddie going for 1.4 million.
Now all his all-ups.
And all ups wasn't,
and
sorry. Yeah.
He had one horse, the Murray Baker horse, his best way.
Turned me loose in the last.
Beat
I hope
him.
he awesome.
Where's this Flemington on Sunday?
Flemington on
Wow,
Sunday,
that's
the
a lot
last
of money.
race.
I've never even looked like having anything go for 1.4 million.
Didn't you
said
lay
it's
octagonal for that every
He
time
sent me
it went
the
around?
email.
Hey?
Didn't you lay octagonal for that every time it went
Not
around?
1.4 million, Dal, but I'm just saying 1.4 million is a lot of money.
This is-
Like, I'm just saying I've never had anything go close to
in part-
going for that much.
In part 2, we'll read out his email.
Oh, okay,
Okay,
perfect.
so we'll go to that.
That's
part two.
life-changing money.
That's serious
Yeah.
money. 1.4.
Well,
yeah.
the interesting segue is from Octagonal through to Lonhro, who were horses we actually saw run around. How much of Exosphere will we see?
I think
Not much.
where you'll see it, it's just listening to the radio. I think Duff's nailed it this morning. He's overseas. He'll go dual hemisphere. That rule.
What, for a run?
Oh, he'll go to try to be a dual hemisphere. Yeah, like win in England. So
Yeah,
he's a dual
and that's
hemisphere stallion. Yeah. So I reckon probably we'll see hemisphere in. Is it the Darley? I think they're talking about the Darley rather than the Coolmore. So the Group 1 sprint race on the last day.
But I'll be glad to see him go.
Yeah, I know, but
me.
I realise that, but that was a great race on Saturday. You know, like Japanise me just out there making it.
Is it Japanese me? Japans me? Japanese me?
Well, it depends on our races.
Apparently it's
Japanese me.
Japanese me.
Japanese me.
Japanese me.
Is it Japanese?
Yes, you know the song.
What
Are you
is
with
it?
me? Are
Anyway,
you with me?
all I could think of was
Japanese me. Japanese me.
Is that fitting to it?
No, it's just not. Every time I say Japanese me, I get that song. Are you with me? Are you with me?
Yeah, I got a burst of the lawnmower effect on
Lawnmower effect, wasn't it?
Oh, wow.
How good was the lawnmower effect? We saw it in the yard.
That was called it.
Yeah. Well, it was because we saw it in the yard. It was parading like the lawnmower effect was going to come in. Paraded awfully, didn't it?
Yeah, you didn't want to be on it.
Yeah, and then it's just gone whooshka.
Yeah, it went tremendous.
It went tremendous. You didn't want to be on it at all. But
Lawnmower effect.
was that the lawnmower effect?
Lawnmower effect.
Racing away
Over rev, gone. Yeah, just.
I love the lawn. I gotta say, out of all the years we've done this, the lawnmower effect is
But there's
a
only-
strong comment.
There's only one person who's got it, the stewards.
Pure Baker used it with, was it Havana Ray?
Havana Ray.
Yeah, Mr. Murray, you know, it's last run, just raced away by 10 because it was like the lawnmower.
A lawnmower.
We did get more trainers using it. And then when we officially get the stewards to make commentary, this horse suffered from the lawnmower effect.
Yeah, not cardiac arrhythmia or thumbs, lawnmower effect. Yeah. Yes, Mark.
And B. Baker, of course, the lawnmower man, he managed to produce 3 2-year-olds.
But did you run second last and last?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
All right. Well,
Well, they're all on speed. It was a sort of it was an off-pace day.
what do we say? Track pretty slick actually. It was a fast track and it
Fast
was
track.
and it went off basis, but sort of
Yeah.
typical Randwick big day track,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
It was. Good call.
The bookies got absolutely hammered. They really got hammered. There was blokes, that aren't big players that were doing 40 and 50, which isn't good. I don't like to see bookies doing 40 and 50 because it means it's not good.
Maybe the one meeting away from giving up.
That's
We
exactly
can't
right.
afford to lose
I know
one.
blokes with agencies on the lawns, which in years have been a print. They've sent 3 staff down, a few drinks, and win 4,000 off the crowd. They were doing 10,000 in the agencies, Mark.
Yeah.
So
Well, I got the sense of that running an agency out the back, where the guys are just like the guys. They're full of drink, but they're just going, "How easy is this?
Yeah.
How easy is
you
this?"
either back the favourite, you back Jamie Donald.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're going, "Oh, I feel so sorry for you guys.
Blue
It's just so easy."
Yeah.
It's just funny. It was a
But-
funny day.
But in saying that though, there wasn't a lot of betting like from the big boys. The big boys were, I know Kings probably had 2-3 bets throughout the afternoon. Fletch was,
How could you take those prices?
yeah, there was very little action from the big boys.
You know, even when you got to speak fondly, going, "What?"
Well, I really like Speak Fondly. I thought it was thank goodness it won for me. It was
Nice 5-2 chance.
a nice 5-2
yeah,
chance.
yeah,
There it is.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think after the race, you rubber stamp repricing it 5-2.
Well, yeah, G. Clark, I think, is particularly, that was his get-out play of the day, and he's going, I marked it 3-1. I said, what'd you mark it after the race? He said, 15-4.
CT Barry flopping and flipping.
Yeah.
Not much more could have gone right for it. I reckon it'd be hard to make it 5-2 again. See, I mean, like the way that it paraded, it couldn't have paraded 1 centimetre better. It couldn't have had a better run with Flamboyant Lass acting as the bunny.
Yeah.
And
It's every chance to
Yeah, yeah.
start to go somewhere.
Well,
Parade
there
like
won't be a
Japanese
next start, will there?
and do the
lawnmower
lawnmower
effect. No, I think it's going for a spell. Winx,
Wow.
Is it Winx or Winx?
Winx. Yeah, we call it
Winx.
Winx. It's like the lawnmower effect.
Like, it
Winx.
just, like, he flapped around all race on that.
What actually happened on the bed?
What happened?
Kiramosa came around her.
Yeah.
And Bowman was like, oh, I'm trying to get out here. Oh, hang on, I think I've missed my chance. Oh, shit.
So it was just Huey getting around because I sort of had a half a feeling that she looked like she was going to run out.
Yeah, she wasn't as badly hampered as it looked. It looked like she was barreled.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
but
thought she almost fell over.
yeah, that's what I was thinking at the
Twice
time.
almost.
Yeah, but I was thinking at the time she looks like she's about to run off the course.
That was one of the easiest wins you'll ever see, and should have won by more.
Yeah,
Should have won by 6 lengths.
but
I'm
it's
saying.
also on the figures that I've just spoken to Vince on the way, and it's only gone +7. So Epsom's probably normally a +10.
Well, Sons John's right. Sons of John
is-
Sons
yeah.
of John
would
has
have
run.
gone +10 if it didn't have.
She probably could, but the rest of them can't.
No.
So that's the issue. Sons of John is the new superstar, and he's just basically done what you'd normally do on a Saturday, the best Saturday race of the day.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah.
But okay, well, I'm glad Glenn's involved. Exosphere, best sprinter in Australia, Matthew.
Have a great day.
Yes.
Yeah,
He's amazing. I saw him. I thought he was flopping out of the barriers. I thought, the float was running
float
late
trip,
from
yeah,
Warwick Farm
that's
or
right.
whatever. I thought he was heat exhausted. He was 2 lengths
Exosphere,
last.
yeah.
Obviously, the commentator didn't tell us that, but all the punters were looking at it, Exosphere.
yeah.
And you just don't see a horse gather them in like that. At Randwick, it does help. Wow, that was
Best
special.
sprinter in Australia, we're saying Exosphere or
Easy.
yeah. The other Chautauqua and Terra Vista aren't going to get back to their best.
Well, let's
I don't
speak of
think-
Terra Vista. Ooh, I didn't like the look
I
of that.
tell you what, that is the ride of the day, isn't it? I reckon Huey was on it
I
and
like
thinking,
it.
I'm half fucked here.
Yeah.
I can't go around a horse. I've got
What's so
to.
wrong with it, Mark? I'm interested.
No, just that for a horse that was so wound up against just a team,
Yeah.
it felt very, very flat and hollow, and he got it home.
That-
Where to from here is what I'm saying.
It's an interesting comment because most people are sort of like Terra Vista, the punters. So it's going to create a bit of an opportunity then, from what you're saying, for people that are a bit harsher on horses.
Oh, well, what did you say from the art then? Are you saying that it's all good and program's sweet and let's just keep going?
About where he'd normally be first up, Glenn, I think.
He's an older horse now.
Yeah.
He does. He's one of those rare sprinters that seems to get better as his prep goes on. I think.
Could you see him making the necessary improvement to get even closer to Exosphere?
No.
No.
I don't think he'll beat Chautauqua alone.
Yeah, that's right. I think. Yeah,
I think Exosphere is the number one. Chautauqua's easily number two.
Yeah.
And close to Exosphere. Chautauqua's pretty good. Isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, you know.
And he's a line chaser.
And he's now got the $1.30 stamp beside him.
Yeah. And he goes okay down the straight.
Chautauqua's good.
Exosphere's got to go down the straight for the first time too.
Yeah.
So
Well,
he's not going in the 3-year-old race. He's going.
I believe he's going straight into the Derby.
So what? So
it's a month off.
obviously, get off and you've got something else in mind for the Cool.
Yeah.
So you're saying Exosphere and Chautauqua are going to meet down the straight?
Yes.
And
That's the
Vista?
thought process. Yes.
And then the usual suspects, Lankan Rupee.
Lankan Rupee and buffering to run fourth.
Well, what a race that'll be.
That will be the race of the carnival almost, won't it?
Sure.
So that's worth it.
And what's the betting there? What's the betting? Is it 5 to 4?
Well,
7 to 4?
You got Chautauqua with a huge
Is it 80% and 2 or more?
Jesus.
And what's I suppose it's 5 to 4, 7 to 4.
5 to 4, 7 to 4,
And then what? 7's Terra Vista?
Lankan Rupee's got to be
Tens?
something. Then 10's Lankan Rupee.
No, longer.
Terra Vista,
Longer. 16's Lankan Rupee. Because you've got to have some feel.
Where's buffering? Buffering's probably 20 to 1.
Buffering is at least 20 to 1.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of race is that?
Yeah. That's all right.
I'm going to Milton. What day is it?
Yeah.
It's on the Saturday after Melbourne Cup.
It's actually a great day to go to the races in Melbourne that day.
Stakes Day in Melbourne.
Yes. Family day.
Well, but that's
Bring your
the
kids to.
excitement about that. That's where the excitement can lie in racing, is you're pitting the young up and comer against the guy that's done it. And we're always bloody missing out on that because there's too many races for the up and comers to stay in their own brackets.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, we had 3 3-year-old races back the previous race meeting. 3 3-year-old races out of 8. There we go. Okay, obviously it was J Mac and Rick O'Shea's day at Rambling.
Well, you know, we've been hammering away at Rick, going yeah. He did put it all together on Saturday, didn't he?
Unbelievable, so.
Yep.
Great performance by
You know, and I think the real telling point was race 1 at Warwick Farm. You get out there, and there's this piece of shit leader, ridden like all their good horses. It's sort of like, well, you know, we can just churn through these horses, because if they're not going to, we're not going to make a prisoner of things. We're not going to make a bird of. We're not going to try and give this horse his best chance, because we're a Group 1 stable. So we're going to ride all our horses like Group 1s. And if it doesn't work down below, down in the low grades, well, so be it. You used to see all those Cummings favourites go down in midweeks, remember? Because they were all being taught to settle, and obviously that's not the way to win every race.
No, obviously it's not.
All right. Well,
there mightn't be a race for the leader by the same token.
No, but I mean, you know, in that shitty race, he's got to go outside lead, doesn't he?
They started with Calliope. Glenn, you're the minister for the 2-year-olds, Capitalist and Calliope.
I'm taking down last year I had a particularly poor year with the 2-year-olds, and I don't know, I go to these trials every year. I go to these trials every year to find a little edge, and then you see a nice trial like Capitalist and Calliope, and they serve them up on
it.
And then you send to oppose it, and it's just like Capitalist looked unbelievable.
Capitalist, I think Capitalist.
So he looked unbelievable. He raced unbelievable.
No, he looked only just. He raced unbelievably.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, the way what he did, he actually looked to me like he was a bit small from the trial.
Yeah, it was amazing. And Brent Hayden.
And there was other blokes didn't even look like the same horse.
Yeah.
Have you seen the motor? Fucking great.
Yeah, no, he can go.
I can't look at the
I think he's the. I mean, we've only seen 2 races, but I think you can say, bang, he's holds together. He major golders that we can do straight away.
He's the real deal.
Yeah, and because the thing is, he backed it up from the trial. He had that 5 or 6 lengths above average last 200 metres.
This horse that ran second in the second race, this
Blake Chin finding every dead end he possibly could.
with the Perry horse, which as you know, its run was nearly as good as Calliope's if you watch it.
Yeah. Oh, Kelly. Yeah, absolutely. What are we saying about Calliope? Obviously, much was made about the start. Mark wasn't really as big as what people are going to say, are they?
Oh, I don't know. It's
not good.
Not that easy for these sorts of horses to overcome, or to sort of like pick yourself up.
I'm not
put
saying
yourself
it's great,
together.
but I'm probably saying it's not as bad
There's
as what
more
it's
of
going to
a
be.
more of a pop
played.
in the race, I think.
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think they were, of course, they're 2-year-olds. They seem to just spread out around the back,
Yeah.
and you could just see it weaving, and then it just got that nice suck.
Yeah.
And halfway through, I actually thought it was in a great position.
Mm.
And apparently the other Snowden horse from the trials, Defcon,
Yep.
no issues. Just I think they're going to set it for Melbourne with the Blue Diamond.
Okay. So we're not going to see it in the early part of the season.
I don't think so. But it trialled just as well as Capitalist, so that'll be. I think Snowden's
With
had
the
the slipper in the bag.
$100 billion
early
they spent on the yearlings. Well done, Pete. There you go. Okay. Complacent versus Haraki.
Wow,
Glenn?
what a race that was.
That was a good
That was
race.
spine tingling, wasn't
How's
it?
Haraki won?
Because freaking Magic Man is
The cab driver, Glenn.
Yeah, Nutman.
He's actually, for everyone out there, Glenn's got a new favourite person he abuses the bejesus out of. It's Joe Marira. You give it to him.
I just give it to him all the time, and how wouldn't you?
Exactly. He doesn't know, and he has no idea how to handle it either, does he?
He doesn't like it.
Oh, God,
he
he's-
plays very poorly.
No, he doesn't handle it
He
well.
doesn't handle the Australian larrikinism.
No. He
Oh, was
doesn't.
he angry?
Oh yeah, no,
Yeah,
unhappy Joe. Yeah.
Very unhappy.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But how many rides has he had without winning in Sydney? Yeah.
It's just unbelievable. I said, you must win all those races in Singapore because you ride against trannies.
Singapore. You got the wrong country.
Hong Kong or wherever. the fuck.
Singapore's in Africa, you know that.
I said, you ride against tranny boys, and you went, I ride against good jockey. Like, who's this bloke? I don't get this in Hong Kong.
Yeah, no.
Fuck you, Joe Marira. I'm going to keep giving to you. Well, he does ride against trannies.
I like to see him and we were watching some races.
See Brown, there's a tranny.
Claire Nutman and Moreira punching him out side by side. Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
right?
We watched to get down and dirty on one on Saturday, didn't we?
Fluked the tempo or something on this Brazen Bow in Melbourne.
Yeah.
And everyone's just come up and said, world's best rider. Well, everyone, all wrong.
Yeah. Not world's best rider in Australia anyway.
If I had to go and flip a favourite and someone said, Joe Marira or G. Buckley, Brad, what is your phone number?
Okay, G. Ryan, Joe Marira.
Oh, G. Ryan.
R. Thompson, Joe Marira.
R. Thompson. Go, Robert. Honestly, like this is clear Nutmanish.
Yeah. Clear Nutman, Joe
Be
Marira.
very wary of this Joe Marira because he does not find the winning post. Haraki, is the biggest result for me. Huge.
Just the one result,
Huge. The first bet I had was 1,000 a win at $7. Phil Murphy when it was $6 in. Then I started at $6. Then on the fair. Then I lay Complacent. And then I watched it and I go, yeah, gotcha. And then I come back to my machine. I've done my absolute clacker, and I see Haraki traded at $1.11 for about $1 million. I would love to have got 10,000 out of it at $1.11 after the race. It was annoying.
And the other little thing that happened was Moreira's. There was a typhoon or something on the way back.
Oh, the way back to Hong Kong, yeah.
And
Did
there's
they
a
get
story
there?
on our website. They didn't get there.
Didn't they?
So there's a bit of talk around will the Hong Kong Jockey Club be a
Yes.
little bit harsher
I-
on their jockeys that need to get back in.
I was only
They
thinking-
cancelled the Jockey Challenge,
Oh,
which
did
is a
they?
massive deal for
Ooh.
them.
This is for Sunday.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, you know, I was only thinking a couple of weeks ago that they're being very liberal with it because
Yeah,
they were
yeah.
very. They just say
Very-
no, you can't.
yeah.
No, you can't. Like there'd be probably Melbourne Cup Day because it was Tuesday, but the whole
So they've
Saturday
been a lot
thing.
more liberal.
Yeah, and
And now-
there's a typhoon.
Well, it
or-
would suit all of us. Keep all of them in Hong Kong.
but isn't having Joe here okay? Because it gives he starts unders. I mean that's an edge for us.
Yeah, but
Sometimes
sometimes
riding horses you want to back.
Yeah, that's
Keeps
the
riding horses
problem.
you wanna back.
Yeah, that's right. Gee,
Like I
Buckley.
bet up on him, and I've bet
Flippo
up.
would've got him, mate.
I've unloaded each one in the last. Sure, he ran third.
Yeah.
But he has to stay on the fence the whole way.
Yeah, yeah.
What was ran third in the last?
Magic Havana Cooler and Magic Hurricane won the race. That segues into our talk about the Metropolitan for the overseas horses.
Which it should be prefaced. Remember, 5 or more years ago, it was going to be relegated.
Yep.
And since then, it's fucking picked up its
Well,
game, hasn't it?
you know-
It's been a great race in the last.
You know,
Should it be the last race of the day? Okay, you work your whole lifetime to own a lot of stays and whatever, okay, and blah blah blah. And part of the thing of putting all your money into racing, and you do 79 cents in the dollar being involved as an owner. Part of the thing about winning a Metropolitan is to stand around the owner's bar for 3 more races.
Yeah,
I've won the Metrop. Look at me.
Yeah,
look at the broad with me. Look at this big.
Yeah.
I'm good. Look at
Yeah,
me.
it should be
and
race
one,
full.
it's correct weight, and everyone goes home.
Yeah. Yeah.
On an Epsom day, it should be race full.
Well, it just seems a bit unfair, I think, to the owners.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter because the filthy owners is. Don't cut that out.
Is that my first edit?
Don't cut that
It is Craig's.
out.
But you know what's been happening also?
keep cutting out my
is
good
that-
stuff.
Is that the
You
Metropolitan,
retracted something last week.
There we go.
the Metropolitan has had field size lately.
Yeah.
You know, since Waller's had half the field.
Yeah. Note the time, Matthew.
Note the Sorry.
Yeah. But you know,
Well, the
big fan
Metropolitan's
of
had
the
field
show.
size, so they're always looking to have a decent sized field for the last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been prime candidate. It's either that or the Epsom.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
Or race 2 for the Jim Crack.
For the Jim Crack on last. But you know, the key to that, Mark, is, and we had an article on the site during the week, horses finishing 1 to 13 are all overseas horses. So you remove the overseas, which has only been you talk about the last 5 years, it's only the last 5 year phenomenon, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, if you take those out, they're 13 overseas horses.
Are they really? All of them are overseas?
All from overseas. So if you take them out, what do we got?
That's amazing.
Is Ghost Protocol from overseas?
Yeah, remember Perry got
Yeah, he's even overseas. So you take that out, we're at Fraser's. Seriously? It's Fraser's, isn't it? Who's next?
She was robbed.
Who's next?
Cindy.
How many runs were there?
13.
So every horse was an overseas
Every horse overseas, yes.
Gee, I didn't notice that. Morris?
Yeah.
The ferment obviously wasn't there, but
Well, he's from New Zealand, didn't he?
Yeah, but, I think that's
New
pure
Zealand.
overseas, isn't it? I don't think that's any New Zealanders.
No, there's no New Zealanders
Yeah,
there. But
that's-
I mean, I think that would count as well. If a horse had a career in New Zealand.
Who told us that stat? You just noticed it?
Yeah, there's an article on the site.
our
From the
research
news-
team.
From the news, for
you get that stuff?
the Punter Show press room.
The research team.
Yeah.
Well, they're in the back room now as we speak.
Yeah, it's like when you're watching the racing.com. They're in the what's that room called?
Yeah, what's it called?
They
the
cross to it.
integrity
The integrity room or something like that.
Oh, fuck.
The bunker.
Fair dinkum.
Oh yeah.
There it is.
Oh yeah. Come on, Oz Adlayer. Please, wasn't I cheering for that this morning? Anything
So
else?
it was half the field of the Craven Plate as well.
Half the
I'm
field, yeah.
imposing Moriarty, Grand Marshal Galante and Fortella.
Yep. So we've got ruling dynasty, sense of
So
occasion.
who's the best Australian stayer?
Complacent.
Oh, complacent. Oh yeah, he is.
Okay, so Fraser's is like number 2.
Fraser. Tweet in best Australian stayer. Matthew. Social media. We're on. We're back, baby.
Is that the end of part 1,
Well,
guys?
what does
I
it
think
have
so.
to be qualified an Australian
Crafty
bred
cruiser.
horse?
Oh, Australia, we'll let
Crafty
New Zealanders.
Okay.
New Zealanders.
Aussie.
Australasian.
That's the end of part 1. I want to get back to the beach.
Yes. So